This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Now, I don't know if you can hear that, but the winds of change are blowing. And this means that big changes are coming not only to this channel, but to some existing projects and some new projects. But before I get too far ahead of myself, let's just cut to the chase. I'm tired. After producing one video a week every week for the last 313 weeks, which is like 6 years, I'm finally ready to slow down my production schedule a bit and take a bit of a step back, not only for the betterment of my content, but also for the content creator himself. Now, of course, in true Spro form, I'll go into much greater detail about what's going to be happening, what changes I'm going to be making. But if you want to just go straight to the too long didn't watch or the TLDW, you can find that down here in the timeline somewhere. But for the rest of you who want to know more in detail about the changes that are happening, the new channels that are upcoming, and things I've got in the works, let's dive into it. But one thing I want to start with is I started this channel back in 2018, and during that time, I've learned a couple lessons. And one of those lessons that I've learned the hard way is that content creation doesn't get easier. In fact, it just gets harder. Now, I know that seems like it's sort of antithetical because you're pretty well experienced after you start doing it for a while, but the thing is as you continually grow and you continually push the envelope, you're adding more details like editing and polishing and aiming for ways to improve and make better content and more videos. And then you add in the fact that, let's say I'm making coffee videos, which I am, and I've been doing this now for 6 years, and I've pretty much exhausted a lot of the coffee basics. So the video content tends to be getting more and more in depth as I learn more things and more ideas come out and more techniques develop and more it's just always changing, always churning and developing. And to be honest with you, those videos just become more and more resource heavy. And when I'm talking about resources, I'm not only talking about coffee and water and milk and whatever other things I'm using back here behind me, but also with my time. And that's come to a point where I'm spending 10 hours a day maybe because I work from home. So I'm always, max maybe 20 steps from this place, or even in the other room where I'm on the computer and I'm looking things up and I'm typing. So I'm spending so much time getting ideas fleshed out, coming up with new ideas, looking for new gear, looking at new topics, getting A and B roll filmed, getting scripts written, getting talking heads like this done. And really it's weighed on me in terms of my mental and physical health. Even before a video is done, I'm already, zeroing in on the next video. And I think that can also snowball into making one video not as good as it could be, and it sort of just, like I said, snowballs into the next video, into the next video, and the next video. And really none of this is conducive to living a balanced life, which leads me to the next lesson. And I think this is probably the biggest one that I've learned over the years, but that is when it comes to online content creation, success is measured in just one metric, and that is growth. And considering I more or less fell into this job, and this was just my passion before, and now it's my job, and now I'm considered an influencer, which is something I just, like I said, fell into. Becoming bigger and bigger was never really a goal in my mind, was never something I set my sights on and really was like, yeah, I want to be big, I want to be famous or whatever that, it's just not the angle I'm looking for then, and it's not the angle I want now. So really, that was never on my to-do list. And I really don't want to measure my success by metrics that are essentially controlled by those who are above me, stuffing their pockets with my work that don't actually really care about me. You think about YouTube CEOs, for example. And I honestly think that the whole online culture of line goes up and the constant chasing of algorithms and trends, regardless of the lane you're in, tends to lead to burnout. Plus, the idea of constant and rapid growth doesn't lead to something I want either, because I've had those instances where a video of mine has gone viral and I've got a large amount of growth in a short amount of time. And what I've noticed is a fraction of those people who click the subscribe button, let's say on a YouTube short that tends to hit the algorithm and go viral, really don't become regular viewers. They don't really become part of the community the way I want them to be. And in the long run, for me, when it comes to creating content, what I'm more interested in is creating a community over an audience. Of course, having an audience is great, but having a community is even better, because that means they're going to come and look at my videos and see these things like videos I'm making today, which are never really that popular in my grand scheme of videos, but they're interested in me as a person and what I'm doing and how I'm feeling and how this channel is evolving. And they're part of a community, as opposed to someone who's popping in on a viral post in a comment section somewhere and then moves on to the next one. So at this point, I'm in a position where I'm fortunate enough to not really have to care about the line go up mentality of social media influencing whatever you want to call it. And instead, I'm going to be more focusing on not only my own personal happiness, but also creating content that I'm happier with in the long run. So it does sort of go without saying, but I guess I should say it for those who maybe are skimming through the video, but I'm not quitting. This isn't the end of the Sprometheus channel or my content at all. Instead, I'm going to be focusing more deeply on the content that I create in terms of the long form content. I'm going to spend more time making those videos, and I'm going to be putting out roughly 2 a month, minimum 2 a month. And also spending a bit more time putting out some shorter form content, some vertical content, which is something I haven't really dabbled a whole lot in over the last few years. In terms of my upcoming release schedule, I'll still release long form videos on Fridays. So expect to see them basically every other week starting in June. And then I'll be sort of peppering in the short form videos and the shorts and vertical content, whatever you want to call it, sort of at my leisure with no particular timeline. Also, I am planning on putting up some live streams in the near future. And when I say live streams, I don't mean like the one I put up a couple weeks ago with the basically at 2-hour loop of my ASMR videos. Instead, I will be doing some live stuff like this. I just need to figure out my camera situation first. I have a second one, my original camera that only shoots, I think, max 1080p. That I'll be trying to figure out how to set that up with my computer and OBS and whatever else background stuff that I'll worry about, but hoping I can do some actual live stream stuff in the relative near future. As well as there are a couple projects that I've been neglecting, like my gaming channel at Spro After Dark, which if you like gaming, definitely go over there and subscribe. I plan on posting there more frequently very, very soon. And also my currently unannounced project, Sprofi Radio. Think something like Lo-Fi Girl meets coffee, and hopefully that will go up prior to this video releasing, but we'll see. I'll put a link to that if it's up and running. And also I'll probably put a link to all these channels in the description so you can check them out and subscribe either now, later, whenever, or not. That's fine too. So the TLDW is, it's been getting harder and harder for me to keep up with my content creation production on my current weekly schedule. And it's been messing with my ability to do other things both on and offline with and without coffee. So when it comes to next month into June of 2024, I'll be cutting down my long form video releases to a minimum of 2 per month, which will not only give me more time to really dig into topics and be happier with the final product, but also more time to do things outside of making coffee videos. And also with that extra time, I'll have the ability to produce more short form content to have in the pipeline, as well as possibility of live streams and other content on my other channels that I mentioned and I'll link down below, which of course will leave me with also some more time to do nothing, which I've been doing for the last couple of days, and it's been glorious. But on that note, I think it's time I start wrapping this one up. And of course, as always, pass the conversation on to you. So what are your thoughts about these upcoming channel changes? Do you have any concerns or questions? If you do, of course, drop them in the comment section down below. And of course, I'll catch you next week. And as always, don't forget to support this video's sponsor, Squarespace. If you're looking to create the website of your dreams, look no further than Squarespace. Its all-in-one platform has all the features and functions you need to succeed from the ground up, like their Fluid Engine design system, which allows you to unlock your personal creativity and brand with easy-to-use drag-and-drop technology. Or if you don't know where to start, you can use their new Blueprint AI, which can guide you through step by step. and once you're up and running, you can create your own paywalled content using subscriptions or a one-time fee. So head on over to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Prometheus to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that little bell button for notifications when new videos drop. Check out my Instagram @Sprometheus for more coffee content. Help support the channel by considering becoming a member for unique exclusive perks. And as always, stay caffeinated. Pony Boy.